we're going to start off, because we've lots of dreams, we're just going to jump straight in. And I have dreams from Jane. And Jane, of course, I said at the start, has this dream about carrying a child on her back. Now, she's given me a few dreams, and I'm going to cover a couple of them. And she also gave me some comments, which I want to read out. She says, I've noticed in your podcast, you'll mention if people are cutting the ties with parents or if they tell you other significant events. And yes, because that will darken your dreams. If you're working on yourself, your dreams get more horrific, let's say. She says, I have cut ties with my parents over a year ago, with contact only once through my husband, where he tried to make an attempt at recovering the relationship. They were very set in their ways and I heard nothing he had to say, so we blocked them again. I still think of them often, and I'm very weighed down by my guilt of not having them in my life, often feeling like being a bad daughter. Okay, so there's more, but I'm just going to stop there. When I say cutting the ties with parents, I don't really mean cutting them off, which is what you're talking about, Jane. I'm talking about a process that is extremely badly named, but it's called cutting the ties that bind. And it's where you look at the negative impact of a single parent. It takes away the buttons that mom or dad is able to push, and it allows you then have an adult relationship with your parents. So a lot of people find they have a much better relationship with their parents after they do this process. But ultimately, you become adult. They can no longer control you the way they controlled you in childhood. They no longer have those buttons they can push. And as an adult, you make a decision whether you want them in your life or not. And so it's a much more balanced place to be in before making a decision about cutting them out of your life. You say that not too long ago, we found out I was pregnant, and my first instinct was to want to open the door back up to them because it felt like I would be depriving my child of grandparents. And who am I to do that? Well, you are the child's mother. You have all the say. So realize that it's not up to anybody else. He said, but I keep having dreams and conversations with my husband, and we've agreed that it is best to keep the door shut, that it would have to be earned to come back in, which is also what my therapist told me last year, but I have trouble believing it. Okay, so that ties in with the fact that you said you are weighed down by, you said, my guilt. Now, guilt is an absolutely useless emotion in terms of growth. It doesn't help you grow at all. So don't make a choice out of guilt. Fix the issue, work on the issue that causes you to feel guilty, and make a choice as an adult. And you said you also feel like you are being a bad daughter. Now, again, that's going to be a childhood thing that indicates you need to work on something from there. And if your therapist has told you something, then your therapist realizes skilled and trained in these areas. And if she's saying that's what you need to do, then that is what is best to do. You say, I've struggled with nightmares all my life. Often they were about rape, survival, running away, things like that. I often wake up very upset or angry or in sad moods because of my dreams, and I made strong efforts to not recall my dreams because I couldn't let them affect my day. Or basically you're saying you couldn't keep them out of your day. They continued to affect it. You said you noticed my rape and nightmare dreams have stopped sometime in the last 6 months or so. Not sure when exactly. Okay, so excellent. But I would say that's because you're pregnant and the spirit world doesn't want to influence your child in that particular way. So these dreams may return after the baby's born. And don't be upset about it. I'm saying it now. It's not about you going backwards. I'm saying it so that you realize this may happen. But you can still do something to eliminate those dreams. Absolutely. It's very easy to do. So let's have a look at the first dream. So very simple dream. You say 2 women and 2 children were hiding from a man looking for them and his friend. They were all very scared and the little boy's morale was very low. He was missing school and learning. They hid in a friend's house that was big and they kept the lights off so as not to attract attention. They stayed upstairs in a bedroom. At the end of the dream, the little boy was getting to do some math and learning and he was smiling lightly. Okay, so this is part of what I referenced at the start of the show. You are hiding with women. So it means that you're hiding your feminine side and you learn to hide it in childhood. You say there's 2 children, so it's going to be age 2. Now we know you're a channel because it's 2 women, 2 children, but the number here is going to also bring you back to that particular age. So you may not remember a time when you didn't hide your feelings. So it's important to realize that because then that'll be how you always have felt you are, and it'll feel normal to you, but it's not. Why is it a boy when you're a girl? Because at that age, you learn to put your masculine side forward. Masculine energy has to do with being intellectual, rationalizing our way through life, retreating into our head, away from our heart, so that we don't have to face our feelings. So if you find yourself rationalizing your way through life, being intellectual, logical, that sort of thing, then you've picked that up in childhood at the time that you learned to suppress your feminine side. Feminine energy is all about, well, many things, but including joy in life, feeling happy, feeling loved. And so it'll mean you're going through life with that very much suppressed. So you're paying a heavy price. But this dream says that's when you started doing it. And you said he was missing school. So school is good in a dream, because school is about learning about yourself. In a dream, symbolically learning so that you know more about who you are and you can heal the issues or fix issues that hold you back. By the end of the dream, though, he is learning, and he's learning math, and that's pretty good. So there's a promise at the end of this dream that things are going to improve. And dreams don't make light promises. So this is definitely what's going to happen for you. And he's smiling lightly. But you say his morale was low, so that means your morale is low. Or at least you've gone through periods where your morale is low, but it's probably still low. You also say they turned off the lights so as not to attract attention. So that means you don't like to draw attention to yourself. Not a good thing to see in a dream. And keeping the lights off, upstairs especially, because that's where you said you were, upstairs in the bedroom, is about depression. So you've gone through depression. So this dream says that that all comes from this time in childhood when you, as a response to some event, decided to hide. That is, hide your feminine side, hide how you really feel. And you do talk about having dreams about rape and survival. That's a masculine energy thing. So your dreams have a mix of both energies. And often people who are abused in childhood do hide themselves and not draw attention. Now, it's not about feelings, but not draw attention to themselves at all. And again, not good. So if that's something you did experience, and that's why you're having those dreams, then your dreams are going to be encouraging you to look at that and remove the negative impact. We never can heal an event, but we can heal a lot of how it still impacts us today. So it's not as big, maybe down to about 15% the impact that it currently has. Math, you say he was learning math, so that's about expanding your mind, learning about like a new philosophy would be math in a dream. Thank you for watching this clip from the Dream Interpretation Podcast. If you want to hear the whole show, there's a link directly under this video. Please like and share with your friends, all of your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast at thedreaminterpretationpodcast.com. That's also where you can submit your dream to the show and have yours featured. You can also download my free dictionary that has thousands of symbols that will help you understand the meaning of your dreams. Thanks for listening.